Hey everyone, Jason here, digital marketing consultant, and in this webinar strategy video, we're going to be going through a 7-part webinar script that you can copy and paste for yourself. Make sure you check out the link in the description to download this 7-part webinar script for yourself, along with a live example of what this webinar looks like. Most of the time we're going to be in my screen and I'm going to be walking you through each part of an actual script we're using and testing right now, along with what the slides look like to help you figure out how to put together your webinar. But really, we're just going to focus on the script. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more digital marketing and sales funnel strategies, just like what we're about to cover in this video. So with that, let's go ahead, jump into my screen here, and I'm going to jump back and forth between the slides for the presentation and the actual script. So I'm going to blow this up a little bit here. And the first part is rapport. And what you're doing essentially in the first 30 to 90 seconds of the webinar is building rapport with the viewer and letting them know they're in the right place. And we'll do this by repeating all of the promises we made in our ads and our landing pages. So as you can see here, it says, I'll show you a simple 5-step content machine that allows you to predictably grow your audience and start generating a part-time income in the next 30 days. Now, if you don't already have a YouTube channel, and then it goes on. So all we're doing here in this rapport phase is saying, hey, you're in the right place and you're gonna get everything we promised you. And actually what we really try to do with our webinars is make sure that this front portion is as close to the email, landing page, and ad copy as possible, because we really want congruency with our marketing messages. If there's anything incongruent here, we're going to lose a lot of people. We just want to make sure when someone shows up to a webinar, because a lot of people are becoming mistrusting of webinars, we start upfront by saying you're going to get exactly what we said you're going to get. Now, before we dive into the value, there are a couple things we need to do in order to continue building rapport, and the next step is credibility. Now, this is really going to depend on the type of traffic you're driving to this webinar. This webinar is designed for lukewarm to kind of warm traffic. So most of the people know who I am, but if you're doing cold traffic, you need someone to have a reason to believe you. And this is where credibility comes in. And this is essentially your 30 seconds of bragging without sounding like a jerk. And all we need to do here is show that we've produced the results for ourselves, or we've produced the results for someone else, or if you don't have results for a client or someone you've done this for, or the results you've done for yourself, then this is where you'd include a case study if you're pointing at a larger thing that's happening in your industry or niche. Essentially, you just need to prove that you know what you're talking about and they should actually listen to you. And you can see here, it's relatively short and sweet. There are 3 quick bullet points of what I've done in the past, and then we move on to the next section in credibility, and this is what you will learn. And this is where you expand upon everything that you've promised them. And you want 3 to 5 bullet points that really hammer home why this is so important, what they're going to learn. So to help us with this, I'm going to go through my webinar slides here. So you can see this is where it opens up. We're just going for a basic overview of who this is for, no experience required. And then you can kind of see in the introduction, I give a quick screenshot. So images are great. You'll see a lot of YouTube ads these days just have people in penthouses and nice cars. It works, it does, but as much as you can limit your flexing or just showing how much money you have or success you have, the better. You also want to empathize with someone who's showing up, not just saying, hey, look at how much better I am than you. So we go through our introduction, and then what you will learn, you'll see we just go through a couple of bullet points that really highlights what they're going to learn. We want to make it very clear that we are delivering value, because if you're not delivering value, then you just should not be doing a webinar. There are too many webinars out there that are not delivering value. So we essentially have 2 slides, a total of 6 bullet points that go through why they should be watching by telling them exactly what they're going to get. Now we get into why this is important. So I'm going to go back over to my script here and why this is important. This is all part of credibility, because we're looking to build rapport and build ourselves up as you should really be listening to me, because we need people to believe that you can solve the problems and be helpful in whatever their situation is. So in the why this is important, this is where you can talk about things that are going on in the industry. You can talk about timing and opportunity. You can talk about your own results. You can talk about client results. Essentially here, you want to build some sort of urgency, like this needs to happen happen now. Like in the health niche, you'd be talking about why you need to start your detox today, or what's going to happen if you don't start working out and you wait till you're 30 or 40 and then your muscles aren't going to work correctly. Or if you're in the finance niche and you're talking about you need to start investing now because of compound interest. Essentially build urgency around why they need to take action today. And again, this is just a couple bullet points. You'll notice this slide is very basic. Slide presentation is very basic, why it's important, and we just go through a couple steps of why they need to start now, why they need to pay attention to this information immediately, and just build the fear around what's going to happen if they don't take action. It's all about helping them, and we need to give them a reason why they need to take action today and not tomorrow or a month from now or 2 years from now. Then we go into is this right for you? And this is part of part 3, which is the enrolling. So we've gone through why we should be listened to. We've gone through, hey, you're in the right place. And now it's time to talk about them. So this is where you're going to talk about the benefits or kind of the end big goal that they want to achieve. With someone who wants to grow a YouTube channel, which is what this particular webinar is about, we're going to talk about generating a part-time income. We're going to talk about that you can do this even if you've never been successful making money online before, even if you've hit roadblocks, ranking videos, or generating income. So we talk about the frustrations they've experienced in the past and how we're going to help them overcome them. So this is where you're empathizing with your viewers. This is where you're saying, hey, I know you've had struggles in the past. You're not an idiot. It's normal. I know it's been hard to lose weight. I know it's been hard to sock away $100 or $200 a month for, investing for your retirement or long-term, whatever your niche is. And then we go into this is not. So I'm actually going to go to the slides to show you what this is not for. So this is to grow, generate, blast, maximize. I definitely recommend copying this slide format. This is why I'm also showing you the slides so you can see how it can be formatted. Comment below if you're still watching and hit that like button. Let me know that you're liking this video and you want to see more in-depth kind of deep dives into exactly how to put things together like this. So section 2 is the difference. By the way, these sections are just here for us, right? You're not actually going to have section 2, the difference, like in your actual webinar. So here you can either call it house rules or you could call it this is not for, and this is essentially you're going to get rid of all of those people who think they can just click the easy button. Irrespective of your niche, there's some version of you do no work and you get all the results. You don't want those people. You want to get them off the webinar as quickly as possible. So with YouTube and how to be successful with marketing, there's a lot of messaging out there that talks about how you could just throw up an ad and then all of a sudden you make all this money, or just take this magic pill and you lose weight, or just buy this one stock and you make a bunch of money. Whatever version of that it is, we want to say this is not it, because we want to differentiate ourselves from all of those lose weight fast or make money fast or retire instantly or whatever it may be. We want to really be clear that it takes work to be successful. And this is also going to help set up, because when you're doing the value delivery, this is going to have everyone framed in the right mindset to take what you're saying a lot more seriously. Then we get to part 4, which is the story. Now this is where you kind of do your rags to riches, or I was just like you and then I was successful. Personally, I've actually cut out this from this particular webinar. It's something that you can do, but if there are a lot of webinars in your niche, I highly recommend cutting this out because it just drags on and on. And as a webinar viewer, I found that this is where I drop off on a lot of webinars. So this is just based on my personal experience and what I'm seeing in the marketing niche. If you're not in if you're not in the make money online or lose weight or investing niches, then this might be something that you can do. But if you're in anything of those 3, then you probably want to skip your story, because it's going to feel like you're dragging on and they want to get to it. Because at this point, they've been watching for 10 minutes. Let's just jump into the value. But I wanted to leave that there just in case you weren't in a major niche that has a bunch of webinars. So the next part is value. And this is the most subjective part, right? This is where you're going to just give a 1, 2, 3 punch of value, or Gary Vaynerchuk, just jab, jab, jab. So no right hooks yet, right? So just jab, jab, jab. You're just giving a bunch of value away. Personally, this is where I've actually gotten criticism, where some of my colleagues have said, dude, your webinar drags on too long because you give too much value. It's always better to give away your golden nuggets. There's no such thing as giving away too much inside of your webinar, because this is all part of building rapport and proving to someone that you can actually be helpful, because there's a huge gap between knowing what you're supposed to do and actually doing it. And yes, there are those DIY people who are going to figure out how to download your webinar. They're going to watch your value part 3 or 4 different times, and then they're going to go do it and be successful and be happy. That's great. But don't hold things back because of the 1 or 2% of the people who watch who are going to take the information and never give you money. Let's focus on the 98% who actually want the information, who aren't just trying to get from you, and just expunge that fear of giving away too much information. So here you can see I actually go through all 5 steps. Now, there are a lot of steps underneath the 5 steps, and I'm just going to scroll through so you can see here, but I do go through and I just give 1 bullet point for each of these 5 steps. Now, another great way to do this is 3 keys to success, and that's something I've seen work really well in a lot of webinars, where you say the 3 keys to success to achieve XYZ or ABC. I just happen to have a 5-step system because this 5-step system correlates to the product that's being sold. So the product has 5 steps, and then this has 5 steps. So if anything, it's kind of like a product. You're almost giving them a product demo, especially if it's a course and you have a 4-part or 5-part. Just take a little piece from each one of those modules and include it here. It makes it a lot more valuable and a lot more genuine. So I'm gonna stop scrolling and I'm gonna go all the way down to the offer, because the offer is what happens after you've delivered all the value. And you can see here, we're on slide 47 when it starts. And if I scroll down from all of the value slides, now this is in a program called Easy VSL, so there are a little more slides than normal, and we go to slide 199. So there's a lot of value in this. You can always take value away. At the end of it, we're going to transfer into, now here's what I have for you. If you're doing a course, then you can say, here's, the advanced training, or here's what I got, here's what I could do for you, and here's how much it costs. That's pretty much what the rest of the webinar is going to be. And so at the end of your value, you just kind of go through. So I want you to do that, and I'm actually going to go through all these slides because this is important. This is an important transition. I think this is one of the hardest parts we've had with clients and students. So what I want to do now is go over that advanced accelerated training. And this is something in the enrolling where you start the webinar by saying, and at the end we'll talk about the advanced version, the advanced accelerated training. You can do it whichever way you want. If you're doing this for sales calls, then this is where you're going to say, and if you want to learn more, or if you'd like me to do all of this for you, or help you come up with a game plan if you're doing strategy calls, and say, go ahead and book, send them to your schedule once, all that fun stuff. And this is a very simple transition formula from Dan Kennedy. I did not come up with this, but essentially you just say, and if it's right for you, then I want you to get it. And if it's not right for you, then I don't want you to get it. I'm going to do this without fanfare or hype. Here's what it is. And you can literally copy this verbatim. This is straight out of one of Dan Kennedy's books. Like, I did not come up with this formula. And then you just say, here's what I have. The Advanced Training Tube Machine. It's going to help you create great content, rank on page 1, attract new subs, generate income. So if you want to, and then it kind of goes into more if you want to. So coming back over to the script, and of course the reason I'm scrolling through this is so you can pause and see. I don't mind if you use this as inspiration. Of course, please don't copy verbatim because it's not going to sound natural to the way you talk. And I just go through and say, I've documented my entire process and crafted a click-by-click implementation program called Tube Machine. And then you go into, so if you want to, and then list off 3 to 4 benefits or results that they're looking for, and then you say this program is specifically for you. And then you go into what the modules are, or you go into what value they're going to get on the sales call, or you're going to go into, here's all the wonderful stuff we do for you if you're doing a done for you service. And that's essentially the offer. You're just going through exactly what they get. This is where you kind of list off features and benefits. And remember, a feature is what the product or service does. The benefit is what it allows the end customer to do. So for example, you look here, module 3 is all about speeding up your content production process so you can shortcut hours of recording and video editing. That's a feature. What do you get to do? Oh, I get to shortcut hours of video editing. Oh, that's really cool. But what's the actual benefit? The benefit is no more late night editing sessions trying to get a video out on time. And this is where you really want to understand your prospect. So you can see how just saying, oh, okay, here's what you get, that's not enough. You need to take it a step further and show the people who are watching your webinar exactly how it changes their life. And I think this is a perfect example of saying it's not just about decreasing the amount of time it takes for them to edit, it's decreasing the amount of time so you're not staying up super late. And now you're connecting your product to a positive or negative experience that they're having and saying, you're not gonna experience that when you have this product. And so that's what you're going to do when you're introducing each one of these modules. So I'm gonna come back to the slides here. And all I do is I introduce each module and then I go through and talk about what they're going to learn inside of each module. And that's all that we're doing here. So this can be anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, right? And then we get to the close. So the close is the fun part. This is where we reveal the price. We offer a guarantee if that's something that you're going to do. Then we do a bonus if we're doing bonuses, and then we do a quick recap of everything. So the price, this is something that you can also pretty much copy verbatim. I didn't come up with this. Dan Kennedy's How to Write a Sales Letter book is really, really great. I mean, it's less than $10 on Amazon, and it will give you all the copywriting stuff you need to write the webinar. So we go through the price. When you're transitioning into the price, and this is so important, keep your pacing, all right? This is the part where you're asking for money. It's natural. It's okay to ask for money. You've given them a tremendous amount of stuff. Now you're saying, I can help you more. So I'm going to walk through this section because it's so important and we don't want it to be nerve-wracking. So you're getting the exact same system that is responsible for propelling blah, 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 no names like you, so you want to tap into. Now at this point, you're probably wondering about the price, and that is an excellent question. This is an opportunity with no limit on your channel growth or income potential. So I just kind of reiterate again exactly what the great opportunity is and why it's so important now. And you'll notice that we're kind of repeating what we did in the beginning of the video. We're just kind of reminding them again, and want to provide some sort of price drop if we're doing a course. It's just something that tends to work really well with online courses. It seems like everyone does it. Of course, you can try without doing it, especially if you have a warmer audience, but you can just go through, provide the price. Again, you can pause the video to see what the script looks like. And once we do the price, we immediately go into here's what's going to happen next. I think this is something that's really important and if you have screenshots to show what's going to happen after they enter their name and credit card information, even better, because we want to make it a smooth transition. So once we have that, we're telling them to enroll now. Then we go into a guarantee section where we say, hey, if you don't like anything, you have 30, 60, 90 days to ask for a refund. And then if you have a bonus, you can go ahead and throw in a bonus. I think there's only one bonus for this one. And so after the guarantee, you can just say, now in addition to your completely risk-free guarantee, I'm going to give you another bonus. And then whatever the bonus is, you just talk about the bonus in the same way you talked about the modules. It's very important that the bonus is actually a bonus. Don't take something that's part of your product and then just splinter it off and call it a bonus. It's going to be pretty obvious, right? And then you just end with a recap. Now I want to tell you everything you're getting today. You go through what the modules are, again, just a bullet point for each one. Then you go through what the guarantee is. You go through the price drop. You go through your bonus one more time, and you tell them to click, order now, enroll now, get started now. And then you have the NLP close again from Dan Kennedy, and it goes like this. Listen, you've watched this entire training. You know that growing your channel is the fastest way to turn your skill or passion into an income, and it has to be clear to you now that the advanced training will show you how to do just that in 30 days from now, or up to 90 days if you need more time. You will have all you need to rank your videos on page 1, double your subscriber base, and have a sustainable flow of income in the process. What could possibly be better than that for your channel? Copy this, just switch out whatever your benefits are. This is a formula straight out of the Dan Kennedy book. Again, I'm not a copywriting expert, so I go to the copywriting experts and I read the books. There are a lot of great books by Dan Kennedy to help you with this. And so you could just say, what could possibly be better than that for, your business or for your investment portfolio, for, your YouTube channel, whatever you're talking about improving. And then we just kind of go ahead and we finish with the close. So go ahead, take advantage of the incredible discount, take advantage of the amazing bonuses, take advantage of the can't lose risk-free guarantee right now, and click the order now, enroll now, get started now, book your free call now, button to get started. And that is all 7 steps of the 7-part webinar sequence. So I'll just scroll through the last part of this. I think I covered it. Yes, we've covered everything here. And so that is all there is to it, to your webinar script. So make sure you check out the timestamp table of contents in the description to where you can kind of jump through this and take a look and pause and see kind of how some things are written so you can get a really good understanding of what this script looks like. And of course, you can check out the link in the description to the Aspire Notebook where you can actually download a template that you can just fill in, that will help you fill in the blanks with each one of these sections. So I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe for more in-depth marketing strategies and tactics just like the ones covered in this video. If you got some value out of this, please go ahead and comment below. Let me know that you want to see more deep dives like this. It's just an experiment that I'm trying on this channel. So go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe. I said that 3 times already. You know what to do. Keep building the business you love.